Hi, my name is John with New Leads in Life. Work with New Leads in Life to have a new lease on life. Now, here's something that I kind of want to talk about. The advantage that you actually have being a younger agent in insurance. So, this is something I hear a lot of younger agents who approach me in DMs or whatever it might be it on calls or whatever, think that it's a disadvantage to be a young agent. So I wanted to make this video to address those concerns specifically for younger agents who are kind of just getting started and maybe having a little bit of a rougher time, especially when they go out into the field, and give my thoughts, my perspective, and share a little bit of how I've been able to find success. Obviously, I'm a pretty young guy myself, so yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so the advantage of being young. There's really a couple ways that you can look at being a young agent, right? You can look at this glass half empty, or you can look at this glass half full. Okay? So what I'd like to do is go over, the glass half empty kind of perspective, what you could say to yourself, how you could get down on yourself, what I've heard agents say about themselves, and reasons or excuses or this or that for why they aren't able to succeed. Okay. Well, what I can tell you before getting into this is I know a lot of young agents who are succeeding and doing well. I know agents who have paid me large sums of money to run ads for them because they're doing so successful and they have so much they want to continue to scale and grow, and at this point help a team of agents do the same thing they're doing. So there are 100% agents who are out there who are young, who are making a lot of money in the industry. And age is not an excuse or a contributing factor to your downfall as an agent, right? So you have to kind of, I won't deny that there's no advantages to being a little bit older or a little bit more senior, but it would be just as ridiculous to deny that there are advantages to being young and to being fresh and having a marketable face as well, right? So you need to just play at some point the hand that you're dealt. And for you right now, if you're watching this video, I would assume you're a younger guy or gal who just simply needs to play the hand that they're dealt. So, glass half empty. I don't have a big book of business or connection like all the senior agents I know. That might be true. It's a good point. But you have something that they don't have. You're a social media native. If you're my age, you grew up with the internet. You understand the complexities of these platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok way better than any of these older agents. I mean, think of the oldest guy that you know in insurance who has a YouTube channel. I'd say maybe David Defford. I don't know how old he is, but he's not that old. Like, he's got a young family. Like, he's still a decently young guy. There's, like, the guys you know who are in their 50s, 60s or whatever who are doing really well, they are not familiar at all with Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Their lead generation is way different. They're probably buying lists or doing whatever. They don't know how any of this stuff works, right? So they might have the book of business already built up because they've been there for years. But keep in mind, they were in the exact same shoes as you were. And actually, you have so much more opportunity than they did when they were starting out. Because you have this, you have social media, you have this tool that, oh my goodness, I'm sure some of them would have dreamed of having if they could have had it back when they were your age. So keep that in mind. I mean, you've got a real big advantage compared to what the senior agents had when they were first getting started. And you need to figure out how to utilize that advantage of understanding social media, having your face plastered all over it as much as you can possibly put it. Another one I get. I don't seem as, fit for the job as the older agents who pitch our products, right? So a lot of people, a lot of younger guys and gals will say, it just seems like the prospect trusts the senior agents more and that, it's just because of their age. Well, actually, it's not. It's not at all. I get on the phone all the time with agents who are in their 40s, agents who are in their 50s, sometimes agents who are even in their 60s. And I sell them, right? So it's a lot more about how you present yourself, how you present yourself and the way that you view the prospect matters a lot as well, right? If you view your prospect as some sort of boogeyman when you pitch them, well, let's just think through the unconscious behaviors you're going to do when you're speaking to somebody and you view them as some sort of boogeyman, right? Some sort of irreconcilable mountain that you'll never be able to climb when it comes to the sales conversation. They're going to feel that tension, right? When you view them in that way, instead of somebody that you can help, they're going to be drawn away from you, right? They're not going to want to speak to you. They're not going to feel the energy. They're not going to feel the sale. They're not going to get sold, right? Because your default setting when you fear them, you're going to unconsciously stumble over your words and make yourself inferior, and that's going to build all of this mistrust where they're going to wonder if if you know what you're talking about. They're going to feel like they're a threat to you or something, or that you view them in that way, which is going to make them uncomfortable. So you end up basically getting a self-fulfilling prophecy of making them into a boogeyman by thinking that they are the boogeyman. Whereas if you come into the call or the sit down or however it is that you conduct your meetings, and you just look at the person as, hey, I have a solution that can help a problem that they have. And you just basically convince them that you're trying to help them. And hopefully you genuinely are trying to help them. If you're not, well, then they're going to feel that too. And that's going to end badly for you. But if you can help them, right? If you can diagnose their problem and then you know that you can help them and you can communicate that to them, they're going to feel thankful for you, grateful for you. Because the reality is, you have a younger, more marketable face than a lot of the senior agents that you model yourself after, right? And that you think are doing way better than you, right? You bring a fresh new energy that will invigorate your clients, okay? And look, you're more than likely more physically and aesthetically attractive than your 50 to 60-year-old counterparts. That's just the way things go. And it's been proven time and time again by science that people who are perceived as attractive are also perceived as more trustworthy. It is what it is. So you actually don't have an excuse by, I'm too young for this. That's just a perception issue on your part. Because I'll tell you one thing, I don't have a problem with it. Nobody that I speak to thinks that I'm not fit for my job. I know plenty of agents who are 20, 21, 22, and nobody thinks they're too young to do their job. That's a you problem. It's not a me problem. It's not their problem. That's a you problem. So that's something you need to figure out how to fix mentally. Maybe I'll do a video on that and how to get out of that mindset. That'll probably be what I record next now that I'm thinking about it. But that's something that you got to really mentally dive into and be prepared to fix. Once you're able to fix that, your entire sales trajectory will change for the better. So the third thing that I hear, I don't have any money to spend on leads or marketing, and boo-hoo-hoo, I got to go into the field and actually get my hands dirty. Perfect, right? So this is an excuse I hear. A lot of agents will quit because, I don't have any money to spend on leads. Perfect. You got all the time in the world to go look for them. You got all the time in the world. There's plenty of organic ways to go do leads. Not just door knocking, not just cold calling. You can do it online as well. You now have way more. So number one, even if you don't have the leads, you now have the time to be able to go work on those leads. That's number one. Number two, you also have way more time to learn the systems in this industry that make money and build an empire for yourself because you are so young and you started so early. So you actually have time on your side compared to a lot of the senior agents. And this is probably the biggest one. The senior agents, the guys that you are modeling yourself after, you don't want to try to repeat their behaviors because they didn't grow up with the internet. They're more than likely not using the internet as a tool to get their leads, and they're on their way out the door, right? So you don't want to model your business after somebody who's thinking about retirement in 5 years. You want to model it after, your wants, your needs, your desires right now. Because you have time to learn lead gen. You have time to learn what lead vendors to use, where to find leads, how you can generate leads, be it through social media or wherever else. And build an empire for yourself in this industry because you're young, right? And you're fresh and you got the time to be able to spend and put towards that and make mistakes along the way, right? So if you make a mistake at 20, it is not nearly as critical as when you're 50 years old and you got, a family of 3 or 4. You know what I mean? So you are more than fine. You are more than fine when it comes to not having any money to spend on leads because you have the time to go out and find them. Now, you will need to go out into the field. You will need to get your hands a little dirty. You are going to have to grind your teeth a little bit. You are going to have to maybe do some cold calling. You are going to have to probably do some cold DMs, cold emails, cold whatever it is, right? Some cold outreach. You're going to have to do some sort of cold outreach. You're going to have to get into the field, get your hands dirty. It's the reality of the game when you get started. Unless you got some money sitting around or you want to make, 9 or 10 pieces of content a day and really go full force on it, expect to get your hands dirty. And even that's dirty work too, making 10 pieces of content a day. That takes work, putting that sort of volume out. A lot of work. The bottom line is this. Your entire problem with being a young agent is just your perception of the issue. Because all of the things that I stated here as problems and glass half empty can be looked at as positives. And we can flip everything that's negative about being a young agent into a positive, right? It's entirely a perception issue that's your problem. And not just on your own end, but how you perceive others is how others perceive you. So your age is only the issue you make it to be. So if you perceive yourself as being young and stupid and dumb and not able to make it in this industry, others will perceive you in that way. They'll be able to tell. This guy he just doesn't know what he's doing. They're not going to feed you leads or referrals or this or that or whatever. But if you're a young, hungry, entrepreneurial, spirited agent who's going to spearhead his way to the front, his or her way to the front, no matter what it takes, others are going to see that too. Your clients and prospects are going to see that. Your peers are going to see that. Your senior advisors are going to see that. They're all going to see it, right? And they're going to be a lot more likely to help you out then. When you have it all. And when you don't have it, you have nothing, right? So you have to, once you are able to develop that mindset and realize being young is actually to your advantage, all the older guys want to hang around young guys. It's just the way it is, right? It brings more, like I said, and fresh energy, more life. They, miss when, they used to have that hunger. Oh, yeah, I used to be, young and fit and whatever like you, right? So the senior agents love that kind of stuff. The prospects love that kind of stuff, especially if you're a younger woman. You'll sell tons of older men on products. Just to talk to, a younger woman. A lot of old guys, yeah, sure, let me sign my policy. Probably had the same policy offered to them by another 2 or 3 schmucks before you. But they just decided, okay, well, I'll sign with her, right? So there's so many different advantages you have to being young. Now, if you are a young agent and you want to learn how to start using social media to generate leads for yourself, if you want to maximize this part of making your glass go from half full to completely full, I can show you how to get 100,000 views in 5 months, or at least how I did it. All I did was just basically post pretty much every single day, nothing special. All of my videos took 100 seconds or less to make on TikTok and Reels, as well as LinkedIn. I can show you how to funnel people into a Facebook group through Reels and TikTok, as well as how to monetize that Facebook group. So you can take the people in that group, turn them into leads, and start monetizing them, making money from them. And I can also guide you on how to create compelling content that's going to make those leads convert fast, so that way you're getting the absolute most out of the 100,000 views that you're getting. You're getting the absolute most of all of your Instagram followers and every single person who joins your group, and you're squeezing all the money that you can out of that group and making organic profits fast. If you're interested in that, let me know. You can shoot me a DM or you can comment under this video. I'm on every single social media pretty much there is. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, obviously YouTube here. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Either way, I hope this video was able to change your perspective. Thank you for watching and sticking around. Take care.